What is going on, everybody? This is going to be an unusual tour because it is a tour of my van that I created. But if you are new to the channel, understand that I do tours like this all the time. And I think I have like, I don't know, 150, 200 tours on my channel. Normally in the past when I've toured my own vans, I actually have a friend that does the tour for me. This time it's going to be just me. This is my third van build that I have done. I've also done an overlanding Jeep build. We're gonna focus on this one today, and what I learned from all those other builds went kind of into this build and why I went with a low top, the whole 9 yards, coming up in this tour right now. Before the video even starts, I will also say that this van is for sale, and if it is still for sale when this video comes out, or if you're watching this way later, the link to the sale will be in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. If it is not there, it's no longer for sale. We're gonna get into all the details. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I do a lot of tours on vans, tiny houses, and things like that. My next build that I'm personally doing is going to be a tiny house, which I'm super excited about because I'm gonna be doing some design stuff in there that has not been done before. My background is architectural engineering, so I pride myself on design and creativity and things like that, but I also do DIY projects as well, like epoxy tables, little knick-knack projects here and there, whatever. I will eventually be having my own shop space in the land that I put my tiny on, hopefully in the year 2022. And lastly, I did talk about this in one of my most recent vlogs, but I feel like my channel is very informative entertainment. As in, you get a lot of information from my channel like you're gonna get in this tour today, but you will also be hopefully entertained by my energy, as well as some comic relief from time to time. Normally I have a discussion with the person I am touring, but there is nobody here to have a discussion with. Literally, I am by myself in a big old shop. Thank you to Mark, by the way, which is where I did this entire van build, was in his space. I lease space from him at Nomadic Customs. I am not affiliated with them. I just lease space from my friend that was kind enough to allow me to be in this 40 by 20 area, give or take. So shout out to you, buddy. Thank you for that. Okay, let's get into what the van is and really just all of its goodies. It is a 2005 Ford E250, also known as Ford Econoline. Now, why did I go with a Ford Econoline low roof over, you know, the ProMaster, Sprinters, etc., Transits, even those? I already did those. I did the ProMaster, I've done a Sprinter, and I actually built out a T1N, which is the old Sprinters, with people from Gutted. These, at the time, were actually pretty inexpensive. They've gone up in price. These older vans, the 2005s, I'm laughing because I graduated college in 2000. They are very easy to work on and also really inexpensive to work on. So I really wanted something that was reliable. These older Fords are definitely reliable, easy to fix if needed. I originally was going to put a pop top on there, but I did not because, again, I just felt like my return on investment was not there. I also designed the inside so somebody could cut into the roof very easily and put their own pop top in if needed. This is also a two-wheel drive. It is not a 4x4. However, if you wanted to convert it to a 4x4, these vans are super easy to convert to 4x4s. You can do it through U-Joint, Quad Van, Agile Off-Road does it. There's a bunch of companies that do convert these vans into 4x4s. Okay, so before we go inside, and because I may not shut the door, I'll shut the door, but we'll talk about it out here. I do have a window right here. Title of this video is very stealthy. I'll have stealth in the title. As you can see, it looks like a work van, and I kind of grimy and dirty on the outside. It's supposed to look like a work van, guys. That's what stealth is all about. It's stealth is blending in with your surroundings. But some of you may say, this window isn't very stealthy, Jarrod. Well, listen, the window is there for multiple purposes. And yeah, it's not that bad, okay? First of all, the solar panel gives it away anyways. So now let's get in, and I'll kind of flip this around so you guys can see. This is the window. Oh, the window cover is on. I'll take that off. Van Made Gear made all of the window covers inside of my space. So the back windows and the entire front cab. This window, again, has a dual purpose to it. Not only is it for cross ventilation, I wanted air for it to flow from this window up into my roof vent so I could have a cross breeze in here, whether it was summertime or you just want to air out your space, you know? At the same time, I wanted to make sure that this van was comfortable in the summertime. Now, I'm not going to have an air conditioner in here, but what I do have is a Zero Breeze. A Zero Breeze is a small portable AC unit, but you still have to duct that. You still need to have air coming in like an AC would. Like you have to have the airflow from the outside coming into the AC unit. This window is the perfect size for those ducts to fit in that window, and then that can go through the air conditioner and blow nice cold air into this van, cool it down pretty quickly because it is a low top. Let me open this back up so we can get the lighting a little bit better. So I'll start here in the front. Now this is a swivel seat. As you can see, I'm going to sit down right now in it. It is very comfortable. Don't really have to go much into a swivel seat because, well, they're pretty self-explanatory. But the reason I put the swivel seat in this van was because I wanted a seating area where I could get work done. So the next thing I needed to do was a table, and that's actually what is right here. This pops out right here, and there is a lagoon mount on the other side here. There's also a locking mechanism to lock this in place so it does not slide if you were parked on a slant, or if you were just kind of working and you push the desk back. You don't even have to lock it too if you want to just push the table back out of the way. So they're on 100-pound draw slides. And the cool part about this table is that it lights up. So I'll put the lights on here, but I only have so many hands here, everybody. There you go. There's built-in lights to the underside. And I did a whole video on this table if you really want to go see it. My two galleys, or my two countertop spaces, are right here, as you can see. Now, I'll get to this one here in a second, but I'll go over this entire one right now. Again, I wanted this as simple and as clean as possible. I also installed a light right here. So I just reached back here. Everything is on dimmer switches, including the ceiling lights, which I'll get to. But there is a switch on this side of the galley, as well as a USB port. And then there's also the water pump switch back here as well. Why is the water pump switch back there? Because this is where the sink is. That is a Dometic sink. I wanted it simple and clean lined. It hides away, it folds down, it's kind of beautiful. They're a little easy and fun to use, but that is my water. Boom, boom. Easy peasy, 2 tanks, one fresh, one gray. They're both 7 gallons each. And then just because there's really no usable space underneath where the sink is, I made a small little 4-inch drawer. It's a cute little drawer for whatever. All of the cabinetry is a laminated plywood. So this is a look that has been done for a very long time. I guess it's a Scandinavian design, or I think it's Scandinavian. I don't even know. I actually saw another van lifer do this many years ago. I'll give him a shout out right now. I believe it's called This Moving House on Instagram. I originally got that idea from him, but again, this design has been in houses for a long time. I believe it may be it's a type of European design. The plywood is like an apple core, apple plywood is like, looks like a Baltic birch. Face is laminated, or a high pressure laminate. So some people will put their own laminate faces on. This one actually came pre-ordered that way. So it is a high pressure laminated face with a Baltic birch core. So it's a multi-layer, which is really nice. It's more dense and it doesn't squeak or, anything like that while driving. So, but you also have to take into account the weight of that. It's a lot heavier than like a regular birch ply or other types of plywood. The reason I love it is because of the exposed grain. Now, if you maybe be able to see the contrast I was going for here, from countertop down is very dark, and then you have the accents of the light above the counter. You have the accent is black, so it's opposite contrast, and then all of the slats are maple. These are real maple slats. I did not skimp on any wood when I did this. Fourth one up has the lighting, obviously, for the countertop. The last thing in this galley before moving on is my power system. The power system is the Aspen, which is made by Light Harvest Solar. It's actually just like the Blue Eddy, if you're familiar with the AP200, I believe. So this has it's a 2000 watt hour. It is a big thing. It's an all-in-one unit, made it really easy. Don't have any problems with it whatsoever. Everything in here is off of this unit. It's crazy good. Why did I use this over having your standard battery bank, which I've done in all my other vans? This is a heck of a lot cheaper. This is like $1,700 all in one. Again, I run massive power off of this. I ran a Brava oven off of this, which is a lot. It takes a lot of power, but you can run an induction off of this. You can run other hot plates, which I have in here. It just makes life a lot easier for you if you want to do it that way. I don't have any AC ports in here. All the AC ports are actually on the unit itself. It also makes it really easy if you want to cook outside, which it can be fun if you're outside camping and you're not stealth parking. That's why I feel like this is a really good hybrid vehicle of stealth parking in cities or outside camping. Behind that unit is also what we call the Phoenix inverter. The Phoenix inverter allows you to charge this unit while driving. So while a van is running, it's like a DC to DC charge, but it's a little bit different. And the people over at Light Harvest Solar figured all that out. Charges it up at like 450 watts, which is crazy. Also, the other way to charge this is my 380 watt solar panel, which is on the roof, also from Light Harvest Solar. That thing is a beast of a solar panel, 380 watts. Okay, this galley holds my refrigerator, and I'm gonna put the camera down for 1 second while I open it up to the drawer so I can, because there are locking slides down here. This little thing is a locking slide, and then this one is a locking slide, but you need both hands. Put your both fingers in there, and then boom, this is the Dometic fridge. Very nice. Oh my god, it's like, I think it's the CFX 28 on 250-pound draw slides. Again, there's another drawer down here for everybody. Countertops are a Richlight. It's a recycled paper. People also may know the company Paper Stone. That's their direct competitor, but Richlight, it's an amazing product. It is 100% waterproof even before you put the sealant on. You guys may see a theme here going. This is a little just, you know, spice rack, little shelf. Really, the only reason I put that in there was because the wall of the van, the contours of the van are super like crazy right here, and I did not want to like make a weird looking slat going over, so it like kind of kicks back in just ever so slightly, and it would have looked weird. So I decided to put this shelf here, which is actually kind of worked out. Before I get to the bed, people may be like, well, do you like, is it like weird, like kneeling down, which I'm doing right now? Is it weird? Yeah, it is a little weird. So I decided to do this thing, which is on casters. As you see, I just unlocked that there. And that little ottoman, I call it a seating ottoman. I don't know what the heck it is, but what it does is it has 4 casters on it, and then I sit on it, and I can sit up straight on it. What I do is I would sit here and I would go back and forth if I was cooking or if I'm stealth parking and I have like a curtain up or something like that and I don't have access to my front seat there. I would use this and put my laptop on the table here or whatever, and I can get work done in the back while seating comfortably. Right down here is my heater, or I should say my heater controls, but let me put the ottoman back in before I do that. And I just realized that I wanted to talk about what is in the ottoman, because it's not just a storage box. It is my toilet. The toilet box, which is top, just removes right off of that. And it is a Thetford toilet. It's a cassette style toilet. It's never been used because I did not want to use it before I was going to sell it, so I figured why not. And it fits perfectly in here and also slides back inside of there. Now, you guys may be thinking the cassette style toilet you need to empty out because there's a, you know, bottom portion of this. You do have to dump that into a public restroom at some point, right? That's the proper way of doing it, by the way. For me, if I was to use it for solid purposes, I usually just, you know, put a bag around the rim and I just kind of go into the bag. Your liquids go into the bottom. But my point is you still have to kick this out and empty it. So I made this back portion of it removable, so you can then slide out the toilet if needed. And I'll put the top back on. Let me slide this back into place. Okay, so before I get to the bed, I wanted to talk to you about the heater controls. The heater is a planar heater. It actually ducts out from the custom ductwork that I made down here. that is underneath the fridge, but it blows out right here, which is awesome because it is centrally located in the van. Planar, I believe it's the 2D model, which is only 2 kilowatt. That is plenty big for this van. I've slept in, I believe, 30 degrees weather in here. I have Havelock wool insulation, as well as like a Frost King and a thermal break. So there's a lot of insulation in the walls, ceiling, and floor. I did do an upgrade with the controls because I felt like having a nice touch screen to kind of control your settings and just your, you know, you can see the temperature is just a lot better than having just a little turn dial, which is what comes with the Planar. I bought it from Expedition Upfitter. It's a phenomenal little heater that I highly recommend. Show you the separate tank when we get to the trunk storage area here in a second. So the bed is a full size bed. I obviously have to custom cut the mattress for it to fit, but it is about 72 inches across, and I did little cutouts, little indentations, which you might be able to see, to kind of fit a human being a little bit easier. I am 5'9" when I stretch. There is a couple hidden compartments in here, which I can show you right now. So if you just lift up the mattress, and then I made part of the bed slats removable, and that's on both sides. There is a little area in here that is not, there's just, I put like camera equipment, or I'll put like backpacks. The reason for that is if these vans do get broken into, it kind of stinks, and you, typically people breaking into these will just do a quick little like smash and grab deal. Well, if they don't see anything, they're not gonna grab it. So I'll put a little bit more things down in there. You can also put a safe in there if you really wanted to. And this one as well is just right there. And the heater is actually in there as well. This was an interesting idea that I had. That is a canvas art from Amazon. As you can see, it gives it like a foggy Pacific Northwest feel. Cut out of the frame that I ordered it in, and then I glued it to a piece of backer board, or just like a piece of plywood, and that was like a little headboard action. These lights are just 2 reading lights. I obviously am big on indirect lighting. As you may see in the entire van, there's no puck lights. Everything is indirect. The only 2 direct lighting are these 2 lights right here. Boom. There you go. I like them in that mode. And now that I'm talking about lighting, you can actually see that the indirect lighting is all up on this top board. I also did an entire build series on this van, so you can watch a lot of this stuff if you are curious on how I did certain things. And before we go to the back, I just want to talk about the last little art piece. This is a floating wall that I came up with. It was an idea that I had. And again, I'll shout out to Mark again. He gave me the idea for this acrylic rod. The rod is nice because it keeps all of these kind of in line with each other, and I call it my floating partition. It gives it a really nice aesthetic, whereas you want to separate the bed space from the living space, and in a small van like this, these small little details can make a big difference. All right, let's go to the back so I can show you guys the rear trunk area thingamajiggy. I didn't do much on the outside of the van, so I'm not really going to talk all that much about it. Actually, I did nothing on the exterior of the van. But what's really nice about these Fords is there is a ton of stuff that you can do to these. If you want to add bumpers, if you want to add racks or anything like that. Bed area has a light. There it is. I wanted this as much storage as possible. That's where the, you know, rolling ottoman toilet box is. You may see some kerosene back there. Kerosene is what goes inside of this, which is my heater tank. The heater tank is right there, and that is, I put kerosene in there because the wonderful people over at Expedition Upfitter, they explained to me that kerosene burns a lot cleaner. It's also better in high altitude. So I figured, why not put kerosene in here instead of diesel? But either one can work just fine. But I do have kerosene in there. It's a little more expensive, but again, a cleaner burn, no soot, very, very little smell, honestly. You also see that I have slats going this way with 80/20 holding up the bed as well. Storage in the back here, nothing too fancy or crazy. And then there's storage on the other side of that heater as well. Big space that I really like to throw a lot of stuff in. Originally, I designed this space to hold a folding bike, which it can. You can literally use this space for pretty much anything. Okay guys, I think I have talked plenty for everybody. I don't know, did I cover everything? I have no idea if I did or not, but I really think that this was like my very first tour that I have done without somebody else, so it was kind of interesting to do it alone. And I don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna say, see you later.